Hi everybody, I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I'm going to be covering Timewalker. He made his first appearance in Archer and Armstrong, issue number 8, that was released in March of 1993. His real name is Ivar Anni-Padda, also going by the aliases Timewalker and Forever Walker. He's a man that originates from ancient Mesopotamia, and he stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighs 160 pounds, having green eyes and long red hair. Now, Timewalker was imbued with amazing abilities by an ancient, mysterious device known as the Boon. This gave him low-level superhuman strength, although he would be considered the weakest among his siblings, which include Aram, aka Armstrong, and Gilad, aka the Eternal Warrior. Not to mention his sister Vexana, aka War-Monger. So although he's the oldest among his siblings, he doesn't have the title of the strongest. But to go on, he also has low-level superhuman durability as well as speed and agility, coupled with having vast, nearly unlimited superhuman stamina, seeing as how his body produces no fatigue toxins. This may also be helped by the fact that he has a moderate healing factor, and simply from the fact that he has eternal youth from being literally immortal. Meaning that even if you were to somehow completely destroy his body, he will reconstitute himself at some point. Oh, and similar to his brothers, he is completely immune to all elements and elemental forces. Timewalker also has a near-perfect memory and analytical capacity, which comes in handy when he's bouncing around through time. Also, this time travel that he's known for has given him an immense amount of knowledge in every single decision that he could make, meaning that he's a very wise and resourceful individual, also being known as a master tactician. Not to mention having had plenty of time to become a master hand-to-hand combatant as well as a weapons expert. Now, Timewalker is also known to have various devices that he uses in his time-traveling adventures. Some of them include anti-gravity pads, Promethean trackers, which help him track other time travelers, Tachyon Compass, which allow him to traverse to particular points in Earth's history, and the Zealot, which allow him to help blend into different environments and peoples. Now, Ivar the Timewalker's story begins very similarly to his other siblings, with him being the oldest of 3 popular heroes of the ancient Mesopotamian city known as Ur. When he and his younger brothers, Gilad and Aram, would go into the mysterious land of the faraway and take a prize known as the Boon, this would eventually lead to the activation of this mysterious device, which would annihilate Ur and much of the region around it. However, this would imbue the 3 brothers and lead to their younger sister gaining amazing powers. Shortly thereafter, Ivar would be trapped in the time stream by the Keepers of the Timeless Word, who are the individuals that they took the Boon from. There he'd have the ability to observe the whole span of time, until he was eventually freed in the present day by a young Obadiah Archer. But during his period in the time stream, Ivar would become a master of tracking time arcs, naturally occurring traversable wormholes in space-time that only open for a nanosecond at a time. He'd become very familiar with these bridges across periods in Earth's history, and after extensively mapping the time arcs, he would invent the Tachyon Compass, which was a device that helped him pinpoint when and where each next time arc would open. Since he was now an expert on future history, Ivar would seek out a promising physicist named Dr. Neela Sethi, trying to warn her about the dangers of her eventually discovering time travel. But he'd be interrupted by an attack from Prometheans, which were suicide drones sent from the end of time to kill him. The two would then embark on time-traveling adventures throughout the past, coming across some of history's most well-known figures, as well as other fellow time travelers. However, Neela would not be undeterred in her ambitions, because she was trying to invent time travel to use it to save her father from the accident that killed him when she was young. And it didn't help Ivar's cause when he was saying that the past was unalterable due to Stephen Hawking's chronological protection conjecture, which Neela fundamentally disagreed with. The confusion was ramped up even more when a cybernetically enhanced future version of herself would appear on the scene, going by the name of Mistress of Prometheans. Distrust would lead her to abandon Ivar in the Carboniferous era and return to the year 2001 AD to try to save her father. which ironically would never be successful, as if the world itself was trying to resist her attempts. But eventually the Timewalker would escape the Pangean past and return to his immortal brothers for help, seeking the combined intelligence and might of himself, the Eternal Warrior, and Armstrong to take out this secretly evil version of future Neela, who we would ultimately discover was actually an agent of the nihilistic destructive cult called the Null, and that her true plan was to use Neela's device to alter time so that the universe would never exist in the first place. Timewalker and his brothers would succeed in enlightening Neela, as well as halting the Prometheans' plans. But all of these struggles would come at a cost, with it ultimately costing Ivar his life, although he would be reborn, as well as Neela attempting to take her own life to prevent the future version of herself from ever being created. But ironically, her attempt would fail, and she would actually fall into the hands of the Null, who would then use her to create their Mistress of Prometheans. But with the help of an alternate timeline's intelligent dinosaur named Ankh, he would be able to destroy the Null generator and delay their plans even further. Ivar and Neela would then decide to end their relationship, and Ivar would turn himself in to be imprisoned by the Keepers of the Timeless Word, all in an attempt to preserve the world. But, and pay attention now, he would remain there until one day a young Obadiah Archer would rescue him from the time stream to resume his adventures. Then Ivar would embark on a mission to stop Dr. Neela Sethi from inventing time travel, and hoping this time it might be different, revealing a very interesting type of time loop. Now, for his powers and abilities, and his influence on the Valiant Universe, for my 1 to 10 rating, I'll give Timewalker a rating of 7, which is a master rating. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and join the new Sage.